Today we move on to the second stanza of Ode to Autumn. Now, this is a very important stanza because here we see autumn as personified and perceived in a state of activity. Now, in the first stanza, we had seen autumn personified as a friendly conspirator working with the sun to bring fullness and ripeness. Now, in this second stanza, we see autumn as a farmer sitting on a granary floor. That's the first image. Second, as a reaper asleep in a grain field. Third, as a gleaner crossing a brook. And lastly, autumn is seen as a cider maker. So you have to keep these four images in mind when we do this second stanza. The emphasis over here is on the characteristic activities of autumn, that is, threshing, reaping, gleaning, and cider making. And Keats has personified autumn in various guises, GYSES, guises, performing laboring tasks. Now, all these tasks like threshing, reaping, gleaning, cider making are works of hard labor. So, here he is emphasizing and personifying autumn as performing these various laboring tasks which are essential for the provision of food. So let's begin with the first two lines. I quote, "Who hath not seen thee oft amid thy store?" So he begins this stanza by asking a rhetorical question. Rhetorical, RHETORICAL. Rhetorical question is a question which doesn't necessarily require an answer. So he's saying that who hasn't seen? Who hasn't seen means it's a very common sight. So who hasn't seen thee? Now, thee is an archaic word which means you. So, you over here is an address to autumn. Who has not seen you, autumn? Oft. Oft means often. Amid thy store. Now, he's saying it's a very common sight to see autumn. Now, autumn has been personified as a farmer. So, it's a very common sight. If you are living in the countryside or if you are passing through some rural areas, you can see farmers sitting amid their store. Store means the barn where their harvest is stored, the grain is stored. It can be a room and it can also be an open barn in the field itself where all the harvest is collected. So he is saying that who hasn't seen autumn amid this store? Who hasn't seen autumn, which is personified as a farmer, sitting amidst its store of fruits or grains or nuts and other harvested crops. So it's a common sight to see a farmer sitting in his barn filled with the recently harvested crop. Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor. So he's saying sometimes whoever seeks abroad means abroad over here doesn't mean to travel in a foreign country. Here abroad means someone who is traveling through the countryside and he sees this familiar sight of a harvester or a farmer sitting careless. Now, careless is not used in the sense that we use it as someone who is irresponsible, but here careless means sitting in a relaxed state after a hard day of labor. So he's saying someone who's crossing or who's passing through or is traveling through the countryside, he can see a farmer sitting on the granary floor. That is where granary is a place where the grain is stored. So one can see a farmer or a harvester sitting in a relaxed state after having harvested the crop, which can be of grain or fruit or nuts, sitting in a relaxed state. Now, in European art, seasons were traditionally personified as females. Okay, so the next line, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind. So, this is a picture of autumn, which is seen as a woman in the role of a winnower. Now, who is a winnower? Winnower is one who separates the grain from the chaff. Grain is the edible part which is eaten, the kernel, and chaff is the inedible part, the husk, which is useless. So, often one can see that after the harvested crop is beaten, the husk or the chaff is blown away by the wind, and the kernel or the grain is retained. So, in this line, we see Keats personifying autumn as a female whose hair is lifted by the winnowing wind. That is, it's a common sight again in the countryside to see farmers winnowing their crops. They beat the harvested crop and the wind blows away the chaff, and which is very light, and so the grain is retained. And the place where this grain and the chaff are separated is called the threshing floor. So we've seen the different pictures of autumn over here. We'll continue with the second half of the stanza in my next lecture.